Hello again, it's me continuing on from part one of last night's video about the worst thing I've ever done. This is definitely like a sequential video, not that I'm getting tons and tons of viewers to watch these anyway, but it's like a project for me personally, and I want to make sure I cover my bases and I explain. So yeah, this one contains quite a bit of manipulation and bad things, so I'm gonna do my best to keep things composed. Yesterday I was lost in thought quite a lot, thinking about everything, and so I was doing a lot of ums and ahs, and I'm sorry about that. Anyway, moving on. I left things with basically we were getting really close, romantical, and to be best friends. And I still struggle with my sexuality, I guess. But back then it was even more bad. I was completely closeted, but I would do less than straight things online. I'm bisexual, basically. And the idea of like anyone I ever knew knowing that about me just made me very uncomfortable and upset. Not because it's a shame, but I just don't like that then my family would stop using things and words that would be offensive, which sounds weird to say out loud, but I don't know. I just didn't want to deal with anything, and it didn't change my life, them knowing or not, so I didn't want to tell them or anything like that, so it bothered me, and I didn't ever say anything. So being in a relationship with another man kind of like, it's kind of like a uncomfortable desire, I guess, or something. But we did all of like the after dark things, I suppose. And I wish that I never did that. This is like where it really becomes my own fault. So I always enjoyed the adult aspect of the relationship. We would talk about things and send things and basically everything you can imagine. But we never dated or like started a long distance actual relationship, and that's all he wanted. And I knew that, and I couldn't pull the trigger on it, and I don't know why. I think, well, there were a few things that I can think of. The first being that I liked to call on the phone at that point in my life, and I liked joining Xbox parties and stuff like that, and Jay was very, very private and shy to the point where we never did. We were friends for years, and we never called or anything like that. And if we did call, like, it would be me talking and then Jay texting me, which was fine. But it did kind of feel like an obstacle for me. Part of why I didn't fully commit to a relationship. But I can't even begin to explain what he meant to me. Words cannot do it any justice. I completely adore and love and care about him, but I couldn't put that label on for some stupid reason. And that's what he wanted. So I didn't even realize I was doing it, but basically I would keep the door cracked to that possibility just to keep him in my life, which is terrible. And I hate myself for that. he didn't really like the concept of like friends, and he did everything for me. He made me some of like the most beautiful artworks I've ever seen, and he just was so good to me. And I don't know, I didn't give him back enough, and he never even bothered to. He didn't even tell me that I should be doing more, which he shouldn't have to, but he never complained is what I'm getting at. He was always just doing his best for me. And man, that's probably one of my biggest regrets on earth. If I could go back, I would give that boy every second of my time. The things that I would do to make him happy, even now, I don't know if there is a limit. Um, so we carried on in this awkward phase. Um, but things were good. But as I don't know, we never. It was, how do I say? It became clear to me that Jay was looking for a relationship, and it was getting to be too hard for him to be around me if I couldn't commit to it, because it was just like dragging him along. Like I was like a complete villain, and I started to realize this when I started college, but I couldn't bear the thought of losing him. He was like everything to me. And so I became very manipulative without even realizing it. I I just wanted him in my life so bad. Um, it really felt like if I were to like let go, it was like, I don't know, like, well, I guess losing your best friend, like losing the person you wake up for and tell everything. We shared everything, and we did everything together. We started to watch like Pokemon movies. We would like queue up the movie, and then we would start it at the exact same second so we could discuss what was happening on screen without actually being next to each other, and talk about the future and stuff. And I meant everything that I said when I said that to him, but I guess I lost the plot eventually. I I really just am a horrible person for dragging them along, I guess. I didn't know I was doing it till the very end. Once I realized like I was about to lose him, then it became more clinical, like more. It was like buzzwords and things. I tried everything I could to keep him when I know I shouldn't. I should have just let him go and be himself and do what he saw best for himself. But I kept trying to hold on to him. Um, and basically one day he did say just, "Hey, I can't do this anymore. Um, I'm gonna go away, and I don't think we should talk anymore." And I really had a meltdown, honestly. Like I didn't handle that gracefully at all. I begged, and I was like crying, and I I don't know. I tried every combination of words in the English language I could, and I eventually got him to agree to maybe talk to me again at some point, see how he's feeling. And then we talked like a couple, like two or three more times, a couple months after that, and then a couple months, and things were different. It wasn't the same. And I know that I had lost him at that point, but I still was like hanging on for some reason. And after like an additional 4 or 5 months or so, I started to like worry again about him. And so I called his Discord, and then this is like the very end, I guess. He kind of hit me like, "Hey, can you not call me? That's really weird." And like, you need to leave me alone. Like something a person would say, I suppose. But it was out of character for him to say that to me, which is, I know, messed up to say, but I I was like shocked. I was like, "Well, what's going on?" Like, yeah, it just been a few months, and I was worried and stuff. But um, he had begun to harbor really angry feelings about me for everything I've done to him, which is his right. He deserves to feel all of those feelings, and I know that I had manipulated the shit out of him for a month or so at that point, and but I just never thought he would ever like call me out on it, or because he never spoke to me that way. He was a very shy, sweet person, and this message was like full of anger. And yeah, I never really fought back or yelled back or anything like that. I just explained that I really loved him and stuff, which is true. It's not a manipulation tactic to say that. I did, and I just wanted him to know that I loved him and I miss him, and that I was sorry for and everything I've done. I can't even begin to say the list of things, but he was very angry, and he wasn't having it. Um, and he basically logged out of the account that he was using to talk to me on, and that was about it. I had another kind of meltdown in a few months, like quite a while after that, around Christmas time, just sending him a long string of rambling messages about how much I miss him and unhealthy, horrible things like that I care and stuff like that. But it was not good. I didn't respect his wishes of just being left alone. I still wonder every day, basically, if he's doing well or if he's succeeding in his career or how his mother's doing. I think about him all the time. And it's been years now, like a year and a half or two, since like the last time it's been at least 2 years since the last time we talked regularly about something important, or like just chatted. I mean, not like, yeah. And I don't know. I mean, I was not healthy in that either. I was like obsessively craving talking to him, like not in a good, healthy, or cute way. It was bad. But now it's just, I don't know. It still feels very unhealthy, but I have to wonder every day, I guess. I just want him to be doing well. I get like it's hard for me to believe that like the chapter is over still after everything that we had been through. Um, it's really hard. It's like I still sometimes fall into the trap of believing that I'm still there, that he's gonna come back one day, and that like we can finally catch up again. Like it's hard for me to believe that that's never happening, and it hurts still. Like it kind of makes me wonder the state of my mind, I guess, or like my mental health, because I know this isn't something a normal person after this long, you kind of get over people. But I don't know, I just haven't. And it was really, really hard for me playing Pokemon Legends ZA, which is a weird thing to just randomly bring up, but that came out like less than a year ago now. But when it came out, well, Jay loved the Kalos region from Pokemon, loves Pokemon X and Y, favorite games ever. And just like doing all that, I just kept thinking about like how he'd react, how excited he'd be to like see the things in the game and stuff. It's it's a little cringe, but it's still hard for me. I really hope he's okay. I hope he's doing really well. I hope he's succeeding, and I don't know, there's no way to like express the amount of regret I have for everything. I don't know why I'm airing this out. I don't have that many followers. If I had a large following, I definitely wouldn't be saying this. It's just kind of for me to talk about because I've never really talked about this with anybody. Um, and it feels good to say it, I guess. But that's kind of how the story ended. And well, that's all I got for you tonight, I guess. Um, miss you, Jay, and I hope you guys are all doing well tonight. See you later.